Thomas Tuchel desperately wants Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and I don't understand why, but we're going to break this down, and this deal is actually going to happen. I can already see it. Barcelona need money, plus Chelsea are desperate for a striker, multiplied by Thomas Tuchel's desire to get him. It's only right that Chelsea are gonna sign him. Let's get into this deal. Welcome to the Kavkas View, and videos like this are very interesting to make because the transfer window is well underway. We've got under 21 days left in it, and the season has started, yet everybody is craving for new players. Every club, Barcelona wants to sell and buy, Chelsea wants to sell and buy, and there's so many stories that we have to unravel right now that I'm going to give you the schedule and your mouth is just going to water. Number one, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to Chelsea. For Wesley Fofana to Chelsea. An update on De Jong's agency right now is having conversations with Barcelona about what's going to happen. I'll give you the two options, and this is big because they've ruled out Manchester United. And two, additional story, Ethan Ampadu, it looks like he's set to be on loan either to the Premier League, to one amazing club, which I think would be banging for him, or back to Serie A to another club, which is higher up in the ranking. And finally, Hakim Ziyech. Romelu Lukaku is encouraging him to leave. Player wants to leave. There is revolt in the forward lines at Chelsea, and it looks like Tuchel's ready to cut ties. We're going to break all these stories down. We're going to get super into it, and you are going to enjoy it. Let's get into it. Stuff like this doesn't come free of charge, though, and I think you guys should be very nice, right? And the way you guys can pay me is in kindness, because you're all kind people. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's aim for 1,000 likes on this video. And if you guys want to be extra nice and build this community the way that we all want to build this community, follow me on Instagram. It's the pinned comment, and in the pinned comment, send me the DMs. Ask me questions about football. I respond with a voice note, and we can build a nice community. Let's go. Story number one is a very interesting one, and we actually have to break this down from top to bottom to understand what's going on. With Barcelona's financial difficulties, it's very evident that Barcelona are going to want to sell players because they're missing 150 million euros to balance their books, to ensure that they can actually register the players such as Kessie, Christensen, Lewandowski, Rafinha, and all the others that they've signed. Even Dembele, who is their player, needs to get registered. They don't have the money. So one way around this is they have to sell players that they don't want. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is on that list. They don't want him, and if they can move him, it will be a bonus. The player does not want to leave, and this is the thing that we need to keep in mind. The player actively does not want to leave the club. He is adamant he wants to stay. He's happy. The problem here is Barcelona want to move him. If the opportunity arises, they're moving him, Memphis Depay, Frankie de Jong, all are available. Looks like Depay's going to go to Juventus, Frankie's going to come either to Chelsea or take a lower fees, and then we have Aubameyang. Tuchel is pushing for this move, and Tuchel believes he can get the best out of him once again. Personally, I don't see it, I don't understand it, and I never will see it because this move stinks of desperation. This move stinks of Chelsea don't know what they're doing, and it stinks of last-minute panic buying. I don't understand the logic here, and I'm going to break it down to all of you right now. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is guaranteed goals. We all know that. No matter what age he's going to be, his finishing and his movement will guarantee he's going to get opportunities and numbers on the board. He will get you 20 league goals, especially against the weaker teams. My issue arises with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang on the all-round play. Look, if we wanted a striker that was going to get you 20 league goals, you should have kept Lukaku, because at this moment in time, we all know Lukaku would have banged. Aubameyang can't press. He hasn't got the legs or stamina for it. Aubameyang can't link up play. He's just not that type of player. He's never has been. And Aubameyang against deep blocks will be very interesting to see how it works. However, what Aubameyang can do is clinically finish in front of goal, give you a relief against the little teams, and finally have a proven track record as being a single number 9 or playing with another alternative player. Is he the way forward? I don't think so. I think Kai Havertz's project is actually interesting. Now that you've committed for Kai Havertz and you've given him this massive contract and you've got Armando Broja, I think you go all the way in with this for one season. Try secure top 4 with them, and if it doesn't work, build and go and proper sign a striker. Chelsea have got their own ways of doing things. I don't think we should be overly negative, and I don't think we should be overly positive. I think this will be the epitome of a stopgap signing. I want to hear your thoughts though. In the comments below, let me know. Make sure you tell me your thoughts, because I'm a little bit lost still. When it comes to Frankie de Jong, we all know the deal. Frankie de Jong is avidly going to be a player that will finally get his move. And the reason being why I say finally is because Barcelona have been actively trying to push him out. There is no new information that we haven't had reported yet. So the summary is going to be quick. It's going to be 80 million euros is going to get the deal done. Barcelona want to sell. Frankie wants his 17 million euros paid to him in deferred wages, and apparently Chelsea are actively going to try to pursue this. His representatives are trying to keep him at Barcelona no matter what happens because he wants to play for them. He does not want to take a wage cut, and Chelsea are keen as long as the player gives them the green light. This move should happen. It all depends on the player's desire. This situation is epitomised by player power. Whatever he wants to happen will happen because Barca can't force him out. Chelsea and Man United are desperately waiting to see what happens. When it comes to Wesley Fofana has been doing his best impression of trying to force his way out the club. So the player gave a great performance on the weekend. Yes, they drew 2-2, but he had a good, outstanding performance with raven reviews. He's been following a bunch of Chelsea players on Instagram, and Twitter's going crazy. Twitter's literally tracking him. It's Cucurella, it's Reece James, it's Chukwuemeka, and I think it's one other player that was reported, and it's just slipped my mind right now. But the deal is simple. Chelsea are going to put a third bid in this week, and it's going to be close to £80 million. Whether that's going to be enough, we don't know, but the player's pushing for it. He's already agreed personal terms, and Chelsea will make him a very, very well-paid individual. The one hesitation Chelsea has about going to the 80 million mark is the pressure that could be placed on him if Chelsea sign him as the best played centre-back of all time. And this is an issue for Chelsea because I remember when Chelsea was signing Lukaku, they did not want him to become the record-breaking transfer target. The reason being is because they didn't want the additional pressure. Well, we saw how that panned out with Lukaku. He's crumbled. Whether Fofana crumbles, we don't know, but we need to be realistic and see what happens. When it comes to an update on Ethan Ampadu and Hakim Ziyech, I've got you both covered here. Because when it comes to Ethan Ampadu, it looks like Ethan's going to be leaving Chelsea, and he's very unfortunate because I think there was a lot he could add. The rumors were that he was going to be the cover for Thiago Silva this year. That would have been amazing for him. There is nothing to confirm as of yet, but it looks like Empoli are pushing for him. It's a mid-table club in Italy, and they want him to come in on a season-long loan. The player's keen to leave on a permanent, however, it's out of his control at this moment in time because Chelsea have a certain valuation of him, and no club is willing to meet that valuation, but they are willing to take him on a loan and pay Chelsea a fee to take him on that loan. Wolves in the Premier League are actively looking for him, and I think that would be a fantastic move for him in the long run. If he's able to go there, play in the back four, maybe in the back three if they ever revert back to it, it will extend his career, it will give him Premier League football, it will get him in Bruno Lage's team, which I think is very good. And they're very, very well organized, well structured. They like to play football, and that's something Bruno Lage is going to start implementing in. You can tell with this season, the way they've dominated in possession, the way they're trying to create chances, the way they're trying to be more attractive to watch. Ethan Ampadu would be a star there, and I really hope Chelsea allow him to go somewhere where he can flourish and maybe stay for the long term if we're not going to use it. He's a good player. I would have happily kept him at Chelsea, but I doubt that he's going to stay. So I want to hear your thoughts on it. Now moving on to Hakim Ziyech, it looks like Romelu Lukaku is very close with Hakim Ziyech allegedly, and we've seen them on holiday, we've seen pictures, we've seen them both interact on the pitch very well together. They're really close, and it looks like Hakim Ziyech is going to be pushing for a move out. Hakim Ziyech was linked with signing with Rock Nation at one moment in time, but then he said that he changed his agent and there was more controversy about it, and now AC Milan are actively trying to sign this player. The player is very keen to get away from Chelsea, and it's actually very worrying at the same time as, no, you don't care, right? That players are trying to get away from Chelsea, and it's forward play. Timo Werner forced his way out. Romelu Lukaku forced his way out. Hakim Ziyech is trying to force his way out. Callum Hudson-Odoi wants to go on loan. Everyone from Pulisic's end, apart from Pulisic, is actively trying to get him out of the club. Whether this is the long-term solution, whether this is the approach that they want to take in the long run, it looks like these players are trying to leave Thomas Tuchel's system. I don't know whether it's going to be dependent on Tuchel giving him a regular game time or not, but it looks like players are going to want to leave, and it's something that we need to question in the future. But at this moment in time, I don't think these are the players to be moaning about leaving. If they want to move on with their lives and go to another team, so be it. I've got no problem with it. That's my personal opinion. But this is the Kavkas View. I hope you lot enjoyed this video. I hope you lot tuned in, got some informative information, and you're subscribing and coming back in the future, because I'm going to be here doing these videos. You're going to be enjoying them. Again, I guarantee it. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get to 1,000 likes. Peace out. I'm out.